Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm in Idaho right now. I've been here for a little over 2 weeks. We moved into this house about a week and a half ago and my dad left, so I've been here alone for about a week. I thought it was going to be really fun being on my own because I've lived at home my entire life and I was super excited. Idaho, yeah, it's like this new place, and I've been here for about maybe a week by myself and I'm already like, dang, can I move here? Like, it's so nice. And I don't know, like, even being in a new state sounds scary, but being in a new state by yourself sounds even more scary. And surprisingly, it's not that bad. I know a lot of people say like, oh, you're so brave to go to a new state all by yourself, like you don't know anyone there, you don't have any family, and I don't. But the weirdest thing is that the real estate agent who helped me buy my house is actually becoming a really good friend. He introduced me to his wife and his kids, so I know his whole family. Also, I went to church with them last Sunday, which was yesterday. Today is Monday. And I got to know a lot of the people at the church, and we actually got invited to a barbecue. So they invited me over to their house for dinner, and I said, of course. And then someone invited all of us to a barbecue. So we went over to the barbecue instead, and I got to meet a lot of people there. And it was really weird, yet really cool, because not a lot of people there actually knew each other. So even the people I was with, my realtor and his wife and kids, didn't really know everyone at the party, and a lot of people at the party didn't even know anyone else. So it was really cool. It was just one person from the church invited a lot of people from the church that they didn't know, a lot of the new people, and then she also invited people around her neighborhood that she didn't know that maybe like just moved in. And there was one couple from Boise who, you know, like, I don't even know how they got there. I don't know who invited them or who knew them, but it was just really cool because stuff like that doesn't happen in California, or at least from the parts where I am at. You don't really invite people that you don't know, like random people, to just come over to your house, you know? And it's really cool because it wasn't just people my age, it was people that were older than me, people who had multiple kids, people that, you know, like, just random people. And it's kind of weird to think that like people with 3 kids, 18 and up, would, you know, be invited to a barbecue with these like 23-year-old new families and like really get along as if we're all best friends, and it's just really cool. So I got some phone numbers of some of the girls I met there, and we're gonna hang out this summer, so I'm super excited about that. And I'm really not a social person. Like, I don't really go up to people I don't know. I don't branch out and meet people. It's really hard for me. So having my realtor, which sounds so random, having my realtor like just like invite me over and invite me into like all of his friends' parties and his friends, it's just really cool. Something that I've never, you know, I've never been used to. So I'm actually really excited about living here. It's just really cool having this giant support system of people that you don't even know, and people that don't even know you, but they're there for you to like take care of you and support you, and if you need anything, like, they'll help you out, and it's just so cool. Everyone here is just so nice and so welcoming. I haven't met anyone that was like mean or rude yet, and it's been almost 2 weeks, I don't know. And I just haven't met anyone that's rude. And I'm sure a lot of people have heard that people in Idaho don't like people from California. They think that there's too many people coming to Idaho from California, and that's kind of true, but from the people that I've met personally, I haven't seen it, because a lot of the people I've met here personally are actually from California, or they're from Texas, or they're from Arizona, or Utah. They're from a lot of different states. There's so many people here from other states that it's really hard to find people who've actually grown up in Idaho and have been here all their life. So it's definitely a state that's growing and getting a lot more people in from other states. So if people don't like you because you're from California, I think most of that is just like online, what you see on social media. But I don't think it's more of a, you're from California, I hate you thing. I think it's more of a political thing. In Idaho, there's a lot of conservative people. There's a ton of churches, so a ton of people here go to church, but they're definitely more conservative. From the things I see online about not liking Californians, it's not just because you're from California, it's because of California is a blue state and Idaho is a red state. So again, all that I've really seen about people not liking Californians is from social media, because once I got here, I decided to go on Facebook and follow the different cities. So me personally, if I'm alone, I want to know what's going on around me. So I will follow the police Facebook page. So I'm following I'm following what goes on, so that I have it in California too. So I follow the one in California, so I can know like what's going on. If there's a helicopter above me, I know exactly what they're looking for because there's an update on that Facebook page. Or if something happened 3 blocks from me, I know exactly what it was because it's on that Facebook page. So I followed them for Boise and the surrounding cities, just to see what's going on. And that's where they post things where kind of like news articles that are like super random. They'll post them on there, and then that's when you start to see people like, oh, keep the Californians away, or things like that. But when you're actually here and you meet people, they aren't like that, or at least not that I've met so far. The people I've met have just been so nice and so caring, and you know, so open to friendship and so open to helping people, and it's just really nice. So if you're here alone, I'm a girl, I'm alone in my house, I have nothing to do because I don't know a lot of people. Well, now I have phone numbers of people who just, you know, they're stay-at-home moms. There's a lot of younger families here, so stay-at-home moms, they get bored too. So I got some of their numbers, and we're gonna hang out this summer, and they're all about it. Like, they aren't like hesitant at all about hanging out with someone that they only met once. But realistically, when I met them, it's like they invited me over and they didn't even know me. So it was really cool. But all the people I've met personally are super nice. Everyone here that I've met loves it except for one person. So I ask people where they're from, and they usually tell me where they're from and how much they love it here, how different it is here compared to the other state that they were from, why they came here and all that. But there was one person that we met. She was actually a cashier at a grocery store, and she said that, I want to say she was from Arizona, and she was the only person that I met who did not like it here, and she's actually selling her house to move back to Arizona. And she said the 2 biggest reasons was that the winters are too long, and that her daughter is back in Arizona and she missed her daughter. So I think for the most part, if it wasn't that family connection, she would still be like kind of gung-ho about Idaho, but I don't know. I have no idea. But that's the only person who I met that didn't like Idaho and was leaving. Everyone else I met was not liking where they're from, mostly from California, and coming over here, so everyone is kind of like me. But I actually really love it here. Although I've been here about a week to a week and a half by myself, I actually haven't been that bored because I brought my TV and I've been watching Netflix a lot. And that's kind of like my normal routine, is that I will lay in bed and watch Netflix like all day, mostly because I have something else that I'm doing or that I'm working on. It's hard for me to stay connected to the TV without getting distracted or interested in something else or just bored. So I'm actually in my master's program right now. My master's program is online, so I've been working on that the entire time I've been here. I've had a lot of homework and projects to do, and half of my, I guess, summer is a semester. So we have a class for the first half of the semester and then a class for the second half. So our first half just finished yesterday, and I was up all night doing that homework, and then through the whole week I was doing that project and everything with that. So our next class actually starts today, and I'm going to be busy with that as well. But as a teacher, I think that there's only so much summer that you really get, because realistically, we're doing work. So school starts again early August. So until then, I am going to be working on my own curriculum. Technically, we just adopted StudySync as our curriculum, but I don't like to rely on everything being digital. I'm going to try and do interactive notebooks this coming school year for my English class, and I'm creating their own journal rights. I'm creating things that they can relate to because the demographic in California is just so much different. So, or at least from where I'm from in California, Southern California, it's just completely different. So I'm trying to find things that would relate to those students and get them excited about learning, because the specific kids I teach are at a continuation school, so a lot of those kids will drop out. And if I'm not catering what I'm teaching to them and the way they learn and things that interest them and how they can relate and connect to material, they aren't going to care. Because realistically, when they go in, a lot of them don't care. That's why they're there, is because they failed all their other classes. They don't care about school. They just don't care at all. So I try to get things that they can relate to and interest them, so that, you know, they're a little more interested in actually coming to school and they aren't going to drop out and they're actually going to try and pass the class. So with that said, this is something I've been working on for the past week. So right now I'm doing creative writing prompts. So a lot of my kids actually like rappers. They listen to rap music all the time, and I personally don't. I listen to everything that's not rap, indie music, other stuff they don't care about. So I'm looking up different quotes from rappers that they may like. I don't know a lot of rappers, but I'm figuring it out. Even if I don't know them, at least maybe they'll know some of them. So I'm getting quotes from those rappers that maybe they have said in interviews or even on Twitter, and I'm putting those quotes into slideshow. Now this slideshow I show to them every single day. I just scroll every day and it just switches. So we start the period with a creative writing prompt, and I'm actually going to be teaching Romeo and Juliet, so my first quarter. And I'm not the biggest fan of Shakespeare because it's not going to relate to these kids. They don't want Shakespeare. They don't care about Shakespeare. They don't want, like, it doesn't matter to them. And to be honest, like, why am I going to teach it if they don't care about it? I should teach them something that they want to learn, but at the same time, change it up a bit so that they're still getting those skills that they need. So anyways, we're going to be doing Romeo and Juliet. We're going to be doing it in a graphic novel though, so they can understand it a little more and see it as a comic book, so it's a little more interesting for them. But I'm looking up quotes from these rappers and anything that they say that may be able to tie back into the story of Romeo and Juliet. So I'll put up a quote, and they're supposed to do this creative writing prompt. Give me half a page of what do you think this quote means, why are they saying it, how can you relate this to your life, and how can you relate this to the story of Romeo and Juliet. So it's going to be really cool. I have a lot of things in here that they could relate to because they are younger. I also put a lot of things in here from like Disney movies, and I don't know, I put just a lot of different things in here that I think they could relate to a little more. But I've been working on that for a long time, honestly, since like the second day I got here. Once I got internet, second day, I started working on this along with my master's work. So there's going to be guiding questions along with our reading, and basically this is everything on the side. So first day of school, we're going over stuff like that. Rules, it tells you the day, the week, journal prompts, and then it tells you everything we're doing each day. It's really exciting. I'm trying to get things that are a little more relevant for them and things that might interest them a little more and relate to them a little more. So if you show them a picture of William Shakespeare, they don't know who this guy is. He looks like this old guy. They don't care. And if I put a more modernized picture of William Shakespeare where he's got tattoos and his arms are crossed, or he's wearing a Yankees hat with an iPod with headphones in his ears, like these, they might actually relate to them a little more and be more interested. Then I also put one of when he was a kid, just so they can get an idea of, you know, who he was when he was a kid. So that's what I've been working on for the past, a long time. I actually started this before I even came here to Idaho, and I've been adding to it. And you would be surprised how much time teachers spend making things that they teach. Lesson planning and creating their own curriculum. Like, it takes so long, because not only do you have to understand what you're teaching, when you're teaching it, what order you're teaching it, but you have to make sure that the students are going to understand it. And kids learn a lot of different ways, so you have to break everything down so much, like to these small, minuscule pieces, and it just takes so long. So although I'm here for another, what, like 5 weeks? Although I'm here for another 5 weeks by myself, I'm going to keep busy doing this because not only do I have, well, I don't really have to. I could use StudySync, but I want to be able to relate what I'm teaching to my students. So I'm going to be doing this for, honestly, probably the whole time I'm in Idaho. But I don't know, a lot of people think that creating curriculum is really boring. And if I'm creating curriculum and it's boring, I scrap it. Like, I literally will get rid of it. I'll throw it away. I'll start over. And that's what I was starting to think of Romeo and Juliet until I started to find and come up with more ideas to relate it to their lives. So if it's not interesting for me to create, I think it's not going to be interesting for them to learn. So if I'm bored creating it and I'm bored putting it together, they're going to be bored learning it, so I won't even do it. So that's why I want to make sure that whatever I teach them is specifically for them, because, you know, if I'm just creating things for myself and because I have to teach them this and I have to teach them this way and they aren't learning, then there's no point. If they're not learning, there's no point. If they don't care to even think about it or learn it or try, there's no point. Because like I said, the kids at my school are those kids that are at risk of dropping out. So if they don't care, I need to change it. And I need to make sure that I find something that they do care about. So yeah, that's what I've been doing while I'm here. But it takes a long time, and after a while I do get pretty tired and I want a break. So now that I have some friends here, I have phone numbers where I can just text someone and be like, hey, let's go do something. It's really gonna be an awesome summer. I'm trying to get some of my friends out here to come visit because I am alone, but now that I have friends that are already here, it is gonna be a whole lot easier for me to get out of the house and go try things and go do things. And when you follow a city or any type of area on Facebook, you can follow their events that they have. And you can also look them up online. I think it was like Boise.org or something like that. So I went to Boise.org and they showed me all the different events that they have every single day. And it's June right now, so I think it was Wednesday. I don't know, I think I'm gonna say Wednesday. Probably, maybe it's not, but let's just say. One day a week, there's a concert in the park. Like, that's so cool. Every single week, there's a concert in the park. That is so cool. And just like in California where we had the movies in the park for the kids, they do that here too. So they have picnics in the park, movies in the park at night. So as the sun's setting, you're watching a movie on this giant inflatable projector screen. And there's all these different events. There's a cherry festival. There's a river here. I think it's called Snake River. So they opened up the rafting down the river. There's lots of different cities around Boise, and they're like farm towns, so it's really cool to just go out there and explore what it's like out there. You can see a ton of animals, horses, cows, chickens, goats, like farm animals. Then I also saw yaks, like an actual yak. What's that thing? Yakety yak, don't talk back. I literally saw a group of yaks in someone's backyard. It was so cool. I saw llamas. It's just so cool. Like there's animals like everywhere around me, and that's not like it was when I was in Southern California, or at least the part I was in. So it's really cool here. But yeah, a lot of people are moving here, so there's a lot of like moving trucks that you'll see around. I'm actually looking out this window right here, and there's a neighbor in that house over there, and there's a moving truck right outside. So they're actually moving into their house as well. So it's really cool. Everyone here is kind of new. In my specific area, I'm in like one of the higher class areas, which is really cool. And there's two neighbors right next to me on the other side that are also from California. One is from Santa Barbara, and I honestly don't know where the other one is. But my realtor and his wife, I want to say they were from the Bay Area, San Francisco area. It's just everyone. They're just so nice, and it's so cool to be able to relate to people here when you're brand new and it's like a new state for you, but then it's like, wait, you're from California too? You too? You're from everyone's from California? It's just really cool. There's a lot more I guess, diversity in like what states you're from here, but at the same time there's a lot more people that you can connect with because they're from the same state as you. So California, for the most part, everyone's from California. Like, that's where they live, that's where they grew up, everyone's the same. But here it's like rare for you to find someone who's actually from Idaho and they grew up in Idaho, and you know, they were here when they were a kid, they grew up in the same house or whatever. Like, it's more rare, or at least from, you know, what my experience. The people that have been here longer for most of their lives, I've noticed that they're older. People that are my age mostly come from other states. So being here alone, it's not that bad when you have like people that, although you don't really know them yet, you know, like they're really nice and they are humble and they're down to earth and they understand, like, oh, you're here alone? Like, okay, yeah, let's hang out. I don't want you to be here alone. So I don't know, it's just been really cool and I really like it here. So anyways, I just thought I would share that with you. I'm gonna do a house tour a little bit later. I don't want to do it right now just because there's still photos of my house online and I want to make sure that those photos are down so no one can know exactly where I live, because it's kind of a safety issue. If you can see photos of my house online and they match what's in my house, it kind of makes me a little nervous. I don't want people to know where I live. But anyways, I am going to do a house tour eventually, so don't worry. And as you can see, I don't have a lot of furniture in here. I'm literally sitting on a lawn chair in my living room. So that's the extent of my furniture. I have a blow-up mattress in my bedroom, and I have a beanbag chair here that I'm using as a footrest. If you watched my video about when I bought my house, you saw some kind of clips of me walking through the model homes and everything. A lot of you thought that the model home was actually my house. I said in there, these are clips from me walking through the model homes, but they're not. That's not the house I bought. There were like 3-4 houses in that video, and I think you all thought they were the same house, and it was my house. That's not what it was. So those were just clips of different model homes that I was walking through when I was looking for houses. So my specific house, I will have a house tour for you eventually. Okay, eventually. Also, look at that fridge. Where's it at? Where it at? There it is. Look at that fridge. I got that fridge for free. Ooh, free fridge. It's like $3,000 fridge right there. It's one of those ones where you open the door and you see everything inside and you see everything on the side of the door, and then you close the door and you open it like this way. You like push a button and you open it, and now everything that was on the door is now inside. It's really cool. Anyways, I bought a house and I'm living in my house and it's really cool. It's such an accomplishment and I'm really proud of myself. I'm a little nervous because I don't know everything there is about owning a house, and I think that we're just gonna have to take it as it comes. So hopefully it all works out really well. So I was back here in December and it gets pretty snowy. So in December there was snow on the floor, and we actually came here through California, so we drove up here that first time. And it was so pretty seeing the snow everywhere, and my kind of like gut feeling was that I need to record this. I need to get all this snow and all this beauty, and I need to just put it in a video, and all my videos, it's just so pretty. But at that time, what I really wanted was to get all of the beauty in like an aerial shot. So I had my camera. I didn't take a lot of pictures and videos with this camera when I was here in December, and I do regret that. But instead, what I wanted to do was actually get an aerial shot. And the best way to get an aerial shot is with a drone. So I literally, on my way to Idaho last Christmas, I made a pit stop into a Best Buy and I bought myself a DJI Spark, and it was frustrating because I was so excited about the drone. I had wanted a drone for a long time. I actually wanted the Mavic Pro, but it was like $1,000 and I wasn't comfortable spending $1,000 just on a whim where it's like, I need a drone now. So I didn't get the Mavic Pro. I got something that was a little smaller, and I had actually never heard about it when I bought it. So I did like a quick, like I looked it up and I looked at the reviews and I looked up the video like to introduce it and to try and sell like the ad and everything. and it seemed pretty cool, and it's from DJI, so I was like, okay, this one's gonna be a good one. So I ended up buying this one. It is the Spark. It is small. This is as much as it doesn't really fold up, but this is as big as it is. So I wanted to fly it around and get aerial shots of all the snow and all the mountains on the drive, but I could not get it to work. Like, I had no idea how to work one. If you don't have a drone, a DJI drone, and you're trying to figure out how it works, and you don't read directions or, you know, have internet access at the time to, you know, look up how it works because you're just driving. And anyways, I couldn't get it to work. So we stopped at a hotel that night after I bought it, and I was trying to get it to work, so I put it on the bed of my hotel trying to get it to fly, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? It doesn't work. So I just couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out at all. So I wasn't able to get any like good shots of the snow on my way up. So anyways, long story short, I went back to California after my trip, and one of my coworkers knew everything about DJI drones, and he actually, I told him, like, I don't think it works, like, I think it's broken, like, can you help me, like, it won't fly, and there's all these red lights and it's not doing anything. And he puts it on the floor and he does it like it's no big deal. Like, I was like, what did I do wrong? And I think, I'm not 100% sure, I think the reason was because I didn't put it on the floor to fly. I put it on my bed, and there were blankets all on my bed, so I'm assuming that if it's touching something, it won't fly. I'm probably just making that up. I don't know. But I couldn't get it to work, so I'm going to be trying out my drone this summer as well, and I'm going to try and get aerial shots of Idaho and the different parts because it's just so pretty. So there's different cities around Boise, and there's Caldwell, Nampa, Cuna's down at the bottom, a lot of farmland area. So I'm gonna go out to those different parts and do aerial shots of the farmland, and like maybe drive my drone over like cows and you could see the top of their heads. Like, it just sounds so cool to me. Hopefully by then I am good enough with my drone to where, you know, it's not gonna fall into a cage of cows, but we'll have to see how that goes. So I am working on trying to get this figured out. They're actually pretty hard if, you know, first time getting one and you don't have anyone to help you. I've been looking up different YouTube videos, and I'm kind of dumb. I threw away the directions. But I'm gonna try and get that figured out so that we can have some drone shots in my videos now. It's gonna be super exciting. So anyways, I just thought I would give you a little recap of what's going on and where I've been and what I've been doing. And although I haven't been doing a ton of stuff, I've been getting used to Idaho. I've been warming up to it. I am going to be a little more adventurous, so I'm going to get out of the house. I'm going to explore more areas and different events. So I am going to go to events by myself, which kind of is a little weird for me because I don't go to events by myself. To me, it's like going to the movies by yourself or going to a restaurant and just sitting there by yourself. It's just weird for me. And I know some of you are okay with that, but I feel a little weird. But I am gonna go out, I'm gonna try some new things, I'm gonna meet some more people, and I'm gonna post some videos of all these different events so you can get an idea of what it's like to live here in Boise, and hopefully you like those videos too. So again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please put down in the comments if you want to see any specific videos, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Subscribers really help me out. So yeah, if you want to see drone shots, let me know that in the comments for that too. And yeah, I think that's about it. So please, again, give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and comment, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I love subscribers, and I'll see you next time. Bye.